Hi, my name is John Gullick, and I'm the Manager of Special Programs at CanBoat, Canadian Power and Sail Squadrons. And today we're going to talk about trailer safety. I have a bit of a bugaboo about trailer safety, and I think one of the reasons is that I have seen trailering situations that have gone bad very, very quickly. And what I find is people tend to spend a lot of attention to the safety and the outfitting and the maintenance and care of their boats. But they often forget about the trailer. And it's important, if you're trailering boats, to remember the trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the front of this boat here and the trailer, and I'm going to talk about various bits and pieces that you need to pay attention to when it comes to trailer safety. So let's start at the front and we'll go from there. Let's start with the hitch. The hitch on the trailer. Here's the hitch, which attaches to the ball, which is attached to the trailer. The hitch hinges back and forth, and there is a pin which holds the hitch closed. It's important to make sure that there's a pin there and that you use it. You can also use a lock from time to time if you want to leave your boat for a short period of time and you're worried about theft. It'll lock the hitch closed so it will not go on a ball. The next thing we're going to talk about are the safety chains. There are two at the front where the trailer is attached to the vehicle, and there's another one here, a third, where the trailer is attached to the vessel itself. Let's talk about these safety chains first. There are two of them, and I crisscross them underneath the trailer hitch so that if the trailer hitch were to happen to fall, those crisscross chains will support that and keep the hitch from hitting the ground hard. So those two chains must be crisscrossed and attached to the vehicle, and the trailer lighting system has to be plugged into the vehicle either through a cord or through an actual socket. That provides all the lighting for the trailer. The brake lights, the turn signal lights, and the running lights. Okay, let's move down the trailer. Now we'll go to the winch, which is here. The winch must be connected to the vessel itself. This chain is required by law, and it attaches the trailer to the vessel itself. And it's important to make sure that where it is attached to the boat, that's firmly attached, bolted through properly so that this chain doesn't rip out. The main attachment goes from the winch to the boat itself. So now we've got the chain attached to the boat and the winch attached to the boat. That provides firm grip of the trailer to the front of the boat. It's important also to have the spare tire, and that is attached here to the front of the trailer where it's easy to get at. Before we move further down the boat, let's finish with the winch here. Make sure the winch is in good condition, that it's well lubricated, that the cable or strap is fixed properly to the winch itself and is able to be attached directly to the vessel without coming apart, and that the handle, which works the winch, works freely. Now we'll move a little further down the boat. Okay, tires, wheels, and bearings. Let's start with tires. On trailers, it's required by law to have tires that are certified for the use on trailers. Their treads are different, their sidewalls are different, and so it's very important, and the law, that you have trailer-rated tires. Tires are marked in terms of A, that they're trailer rated, and B, how much weight they are rated for. And this rated in pounds, unfortunately, but each tire will tell you how many pounds that particular tire is rated for. On our trailer here, these tires are rated for 715 pounds apiece. So it means that this trailer will carry 1,430 pounds, theoretically. This particular vessel, the motor, gas tank, whatever, all of the stuff, it weighs collectively a little over 1,000 pounds. So these tires are well designed to support the trailer, which carries this boat and motor. These tires attached to the wheels the wheels are designed to fit on a 1-inch axle. That's the axle that's on the trailer, so wheels have to match the axle. 1 inch is pretty common, especially for trailers of this size. Having the bearings of that axle mount in the wheel, it's very important to have those lubricated. This particular trailer has what's called a bearing buddy. And the use of these bearing buddies will help you make sure that the lubrication in the wheels is the right amount of lubrication. In the bearing buddy, there's a grease nipple where you can attach a standard grease gun. You pump the grease gun, you fill the bearing with grease, and there is a spring-loaded plate that the nipple is attached to. As soon as the plate starts to move, you stop the grease. If you put in too much grease, you'll blow the seal out of the back of the wheel. So make sure that as soon as this plate starts to move, you stop filling the bearing with grease. Okay, we've already talked about connecting the lights. It's very important, obviously, for safety reasons, that the lights are in good working condition. Some of the old bulbs in these are incandescent bulbs, but now the newer ones have LED bulbs, and they work much better in the cold and in the wet. And obviously, because trailers go into the water, it's a good idea to make sure that you now begin to use lights with LED. They're easy to replace and they're not that expensive. When you're putting a trailer into the water, down the ramp, I always recommend disconnecting the lights from the vehicle. Just means that you won't get any heat, you won't get any electricity going through the lights when they go in, but it's very important to make sure that these lights are all in good working condition. There is a support bar which is available to support the base of the motor. It attaches to the back of the trailer and this part of the motor slides into a little wedge, and you can lift the motor up on an angle, and it will provide a little support to the motor as it sits on the back of the vessel. Not mandatory, but they're good things to have, and they're not that expensive, and they're very easy to install. They just clip onto the back of the trailer, and the motor slides back into it, and there's a bungee cord which holds it in place. Okay, we've talked about attaching the winch to the front of the boat. That's one point of attachment. There needs to be two more, one on either side of the vessel. So here the vessel is strapped here to the trailer, over to the other side, and strapped to the trailer again. So there are 3 points at least of contact which secure the boat to the trailer itself. Okay, finally, we'd like to talk about the bunks which actually support the boat. They're located on each side, and they need to be adjusted, and they can be. There are brackets to adjust them. They need to be adjusted so they actually support the boat from the back to about this distance along the boat. So they need to be adjusted to provide complete support the full length of the bunk. It's important to make sure you maintain your trailer on a regular basis. The beginning of each season, go through all of the steps and points that I have talked about. Then in the middle of the season, you should do it again. And again, before you put the boat away, do one last check so it's ready for the spring when you're ready to go again. Having good trailer safety gives you real confidence in what you're doing, and that helps you have a great, safe, and fun time on the water.